Hey there, and welcome back to Daily Challenges, an educational monster train series where we try to push score on the daily leaderboards. This is a fun one. I'm looking forward to this because we have some ridiculously strong modifier, or rather a singular ridiculously strong modifier, but then two fairly negative modifiers to offset it. Now, the interesting thing, for me at least, is that highly reactive is our first modifier. Triggered abilities on friendly units trigger an additional time. This is ridiculously powerful with things like Incant. It's basically Founding Seal. Anything using Inspire. It's basically carving Karuska. You can imagine how it goes out of control very quickly. But this is Umbra and Root Seeds, rather Exile Awoken. So what that tells you, Exile Awoken actually doesn't have very many triggered abilities that can reliably be procced. This would be good if we had Rejuvenate, because then we could use something like Restore with, Thorned Hollow or something, and that would be fine. But we don't have Restores, so Hollows are, I don't want to say they're off the table, but it's difficult to play them. Similarly, the strongest lines in Awoken tend to be ones that rely on things like, Animus of Will, Shattered Shell, Husk Hermit, things like that. And while Shattered Shell's ability triggering twice is, nice, +6 on a sleigh, it's not game breaking. It's not that powerful. Meanwhile, Umbra has to rely on things like Gorge triggers, which, sure, that's nice, I suppose, but I don't really care if I get 2 lifesteal from a morsel, right? It's still not that impactful. There are a couple high rolls here that could, of course, be awesome. I'm thinking to myself, I don't actually know if this works. I'm pretty sure Gorge triggers will fire twice, even if you only have one morsel. I mean, it makes things like Morsel Made very strong, right? +4/+4 on a morsel. That's nuts if you have it. I'm also trying to think like Penumbra, if you have Glutton, could be a lot of fun, right? Because you could end up with like a +40 damage morsels from the Eat, which is kind of neat, but in general, I don't think that's going to ever be strong. You could just go for the high roll, right? The thing about Glutton is if you happen to hit, Trample Stone or Shroud Spike, you can really pop off. But most of them are not that impactful. So it's just kind of one of the odd situations here where I don't actually think you get as much value out of highly reactive as you'd want. And as a result, you have to suffer through musical chairs and no fluff, so you have one fewer upgrade slot as well. This won't be as big of a problem if we have things like sweepers that are self-sufficient or whatever, and we chump block with morsels or something because they get eaten, so the musical chairs won't matter, but it does hurt the classic frontline backline setup. So I suppose we'll see. There are no 80k scores here, and in fact, there are actually very few 70k or higher scores, which leads me to think that perhaps the line that really wins this run is fairly difficult to come by, or just simply hard to anticipate. A little interesting. I suppose we'll find out though. Our previous run, I did something fairly bizarre. I had a number 31 finish, which is not great. You don't want to be on the 4th page there. It was a bit of a bizarre egg line. I mean, the problem with that episode was actually that I tried something thinking I would high roll into the game winning option, and I really should have just picked the more straightforward run, right? It's hard to predict because in a lot of these daily runs, you have to take a bit of a gambit, as you have to gamble on some rare line and then you hit the high roll. A great example, I recently saw one where you had to take a spikes choice because eventually you find gnarled root, petrified crucible, and you get a holdover -2 bramble lash, which just murders everything. And as a result, you can completely obliterate the bosses and instantly. It's very easy. The run is simple. Play at 300 shards, no problem. High scores. If you don't ever, but you find those spikes elements after you commit to spikes. So normally you look at that and you go, I don't see a reason why I would ever do this. It's not strong here unless I high roll, and you would take the normal line. The normal line, however, scores much worse as a result. And that's a great example of why I tried the eggs, right? Because all it took was one of the high rolls, and that could have popped off and become top scoring, right? It's a great example also of how a lot of people who play in the high ranks of daily challenges are re-rolling their runs, right? They get to a certain point in the run to understand what it is, and then they reset it. They do like some kind of save file editing nonsense and go back in and play it again with the knowledge of what's coming, which allows you to make very, very powerful choices, right? You know when the infinite's going to hit. If one's there, you know how to take advantage of it. You can plan for it in advance, things like that. So it's hard to compete with top tens in a lot of cases, or at least the top like fives, I suppose, are very difficult to compete with as a result. But that's okay. We're not doing that, and we're going to try our hardest. So that's all I've got for this yawn opener. I suppose we'll go ahead and hop in. So as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's get in on it. Let's see how things go. We have a yawn daily leaderboard. I'm excited for this one. This one seems fun. Let's see what we get. All right. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing okay. This is the last episode I recorded of this. Someone made a comment, and it stuck with me for literally 1 week. This comment was just that they felt like they could see through how in like depression, or like they felt like I was doing really bad. They were like hoping I was doing well. It was a very, thoughtful comment, but the thing was is that I didn't actually think that it was super obvious that I was having a rough week, and apparently it was, and I feel really bad about that. I try very hard not to let the state of whatever's going on in the real world affect Monster Train, It's like we're here to have fun. You're not here to listen to me be depressed or something, right? So I feel really bad about that, but I'm fine now, so hopefully no subtle depression comes through or whatever. I'm not depressed. It's fine. Why'd I even say that? I don't know. I feel bad about the stupid comment on YouTube. I'm actually totally fine. But, sometimes work sucks, and it is kind of just a thing you've got to deal with. I don't know. Hashtag adult stuff, I suppose. Anyway, let's skip past that and see what we have. As before, we are default Umbra, Exile, Awoken, a normally decent clan combo. I don't hate it. The problem, of course, is that if you miss certain cards like Perils of Production, I normally consider this clan combo among the worst in the game, because it's very reliant on things like Razor Sharp Edge, or Perils of Production and Holdover, and if you miss some of those parts, it can be very difficult to actually find a winning line here. This is going to be very different for a daily challenge, because it's just smaller scale, easier mostly, etc. You're not dealing with wide waves in the Divinity. You're trying to, hit hard and hit fast and defeat like 300 shard mini bosses, but it's a bit different. It's a bit different in that respect. We are facing Pushback Talos, Spell Shield Fell, and Sap Seraph. We have Prismal Dust, Steel Enhancer, Ember Forge. These are fine, right? Damage Enhancers, sure. Prismal Dust is excellent. Always happy to have it. Yeah, Ember Forge is also here. I'm sure it'll be okay. Great. I already talked through these. I had to make sure I talked through these. These are the reactors, the mutators, rather. We have one fewer upgrade slot, which is annoying. Musical chairs, things shuffle at the end of turn, and then highly reactive. We're going to want to capitalize on highly reactive. That will be important. Temples today are 2, 4, 5... 3 temples. It's okay. The one thing that you learn quickly about daily challenges is take every Pact Shard. We don't even ask questions. Alright, dupe on 8 is on steel side, nothing special. Steel and Trinket Shop on 7. Trinket Shop is good because we have double money, which is excellent, but it is with Pyre Health. That Steel Shop has a Horde and a Cave. We'll see what we need, but I could see double Trinket Shop being awesome. Steel and Magic on 6. Steel has the Vortex, that's good. Magic has the Cave. Removal dupe on 5. Worth going to if we can use it. It's good shards, but also just generally a power boost. Competing with a random magic shop. No steals on 5. Seems to be the only one we're missing a steel shop on thus far. Although I guess there is no steel on 4 either. Yeah, actually, now that I'm looking at it, there it is. Hellvent, Umbra Banner, sure. Vortex, Horde, nothing great. No shops at all, so we have double doubles. Yeah, look at that. Steel, steel, magic, magic. Steel Shop has an Umbra banner on 2. Steel Shop has an Umbra banner on 3. Also, Magic Shop has an Awoken banner. Keeping in mind that -1s are very strong when you have Root Seeds, so there's that. Winged Technology or Capricious Reflection? I love Capricious Reflection, but let me put it this way. This is one of the weird cases where starting with Winged Technology and with Reactive, I would absolutely go in on Gorge Penumbra here, I think. I think so. I'm actually going to go in on Winged Technology, believe it or not. I want to try to... If I can play Gorge Penumbra with Winged Technology, it takes very few high rolls to create a monstrous floor, right? And we might find them. This is another bit of a gamble. I normally would never even consider Glutton in my calculus of what to pick here. At least at Covenant 25. But at Covenant 1, it's nowhere near as challenging. And with Reactive, it's very powerful, right? Because you could do Gorge 2, Trample 1, and even if you miss Trample Stone, that works because you have hit double Gorge triggers thanks to Highly Reactive. So being able to save your morsels is pretty strong here. We take money, of course. We do see Glutton, and I'm going to do it, actually. I think it's good here, particularly. Now, it's not trampling, sadly, but that's okay. I don't have pings. This is not something I anticipated, right? I mean, the thing about Trample is really good here because it prevents you from taking this damage very confidently. Maybe this was a bad choice in terms of preventing me from losing points on the early combats. I don't have great solutions for this. Spikes is easy to win. I don't think I'm ever risking Penumbra here. I'm risking, can I kill these enemies and prevent 5 billion damage from coming in? But I would really like the Spikes trial here. It's a real bummer. I think I definitely... man, I have to take the trial, I think. But I think this was a mistake, right? Yeah, I think this was a mistake. I think we played this wrong. Immediately, I believe that's true. You can't play Glutton very... this was stupid of me. I should have just taken Monstrous. That's unfortunate. I'm over here thinking about the big brain, highly reactive Penumbra play, and then you just see the Gathered Clergy, and you're looking at tons of pyre damage here. Absolute tragedy amount of pyre damage. And I can't play bottom floor because Penumbra just dies because, of course, for whatever reason, they decided to make Glutton Penumbra not gain stats, right? They're like, he scales so well. You don't need stats, right? 2020 all the way through, haha. Ridiculous. Absolutely nonsense. I can't clear these guys. I have to play top floor, and it's pretty nasty to have to do it. Tough. Okay, fine. I'm not actually sure how to push past this in reality. Like, we're already winning Relentless. The question just becomes, how do I actually kill something here? We kill an enemy. That's kind of neat. I'm going to take the Shade Splitter and Face Tank with it to kill 2 enemies, I think. Let's see. 3, 3, 3 kills him. 3, they both get the swing. I suppose there's only so much can be done here. I have lifesteal. I don't think I care too much about most of this. We're going to... I guess we play the 1 damage shield. Doesn't really matter. We lose the Collector for this. True. Now I can and should do Rubble Morsel. And then Rubble Morsel again. The Lifesteal Morsel actually kills that guy, which is really strong here. But we're going to struggle with other parts of this. I can't really think of a great solution to... What's the play? Can I ever clear this wave? 3, 3, 5, 5. No, he never attacks, right? 3, 3, 5, 5. Kills both units pretty confidently. It's true. Okay. It's a bummer, I think. I could take the Root Seeds here, or I think Ember Forge is probably a better play. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Well, at least the shuffling puts the scarier guy up front. I can at least kill a second guy here. He attacks, right? There's that. So I'm taking 4 and 4. I'm taking 8 damage here. Bummer, right? Yeah, I wanted to put the +2 in the Ember Forge because he actually kills both the front people here. So, yeah, bummer. I don't really have much else to add, I suppose. So, alright, we take 8 damage. That's just going to be the way of it. 10 damage. Might as well at this point. It's fine. Sure. There goes my score. I mean, we easy win this combat, right? Look at the numbers. Numbers go burr, right? It's crazy. +8. I have like a 100 damage. Yeah, 112. The numbers here are through the roof. The enemy stands no chance. Just so much damage here. The Gorge triggers firing twice is ridiculous. All I need to do is hit trample and this can pop completely off. I will click perils, I think. Ah, man, what if this was the really sick monstrous Penumbra plus all in void binding run? That would be crazy. And Tumbra Assault, all of these are okay when you have Glutton. I'm going to take perils though. It's the better pick. We take that stuff. I will take Razor Sharp Edge. I think it's pseudo ping, but also just good to have that kind of damage buff here. I guess we'll look at an Umbra banner, I suppose, right? Might as well. Sure. Multi-strike. We'll see what they give me here. Crucible Collector. You could gain lifesteal too. That's kind of fun. Or I could use Morsel Master here for funsies. Multi-striking Morsel Master is kind of a funny idea. It's not terrible, actually, right? Stick him in the back and use Gorge Penumbra to tank. You know, alright, Morsel Master, okay. It's better than having another Gorger. We're going to take the multi-strike here, I think. It's tough I can't give him plus 25 health, but I guess I could always give him a defensive infusion or something, right? Spell chain into perils. Oh, I can't hold it over. I guess you could... What if you remove every card? What if you remove every card except for the perils and like morsel generators? We don't have that many cards. We could just take card draw here and this is okay. How strange. I suppose. And then you purge. This is one of the strange options that's available at low covenants, right? Because we have so few cards, you could maybe get away with this. Huh. And then you cut like a purge on a steel enhancer here, maybe? I could always perils. Alright, you know, we're going to click it. I'm going to purge a steel enhancer here because it's the worst card of these selections. Infusion-wise, it's just Train Steward here, right? We gotta do it, and it's fine to do. Okay. 60 shards, taking everything. We have early stuff. I guess I could buy a removal. It's not a problem. We have a multi-strike already, so sure. Cut this Train Steward that I guess you may as well leave him in, actually, if I'm being honest with you. He kind of helps, maybe. Maybe? Not really. Not really. In fact, I think cutting the other steel enhancer might be better. Yeah, we'll just drop that, I think. It's a little bit early to be doing things like that, but I think it's good. We gotta watch out for spikes early on. Yeah, here's this man. I'm gonna take this unit draft. We should be able to get through this, I think. It's a bit dicey, but I think we'll be okay. We're gonna go... Penumbra, Morsel Master, we Root Seeds here. I'm going to place the Ember Forge mid-floor, and then we don't touch the Perils right now. Ah, they shuffle. That is something I had not considered. Does it create 4 morsels? No, it does not create 4 morsels. That's not how I expected that to work, huh? 9999599. You can keep him alive with a quad Morsel Master play here, I think, and that's okay. This is not quite what I expected from this one, but that's okay. So he's taking a 5, a 9, and a 9. I can play a single Root Seeds and then you triple Prismal Dust and we get an extra kill here. Kind of odd choices, right? Interesting. I can play the Steel Enhancer here. Then I'm going to click Shade Splitter. I guess I was... Reactive is triggered abilities. So it doesn't fire Morsel Master's ability twice. Interesting. Let's face tank here, I think. Cool. I am going to Razor Sharp in the back offensively to kill him, which I think saves a morsel at least. 999. I guess I should put the Prismal Dust up front to eat 2 here. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. We're in kind of a weird state. I guess we're gaining... Oh, is it the Eaten triggers are getting made twice as well? Oh, buddy. That's actually true, I think, huh? Interesting. Interesting. The Eaten triggers are getting triggered twice. Huh. Alright, fair enough. Well, sure, here we go. You play the Excavators in front, and that swings it in a pretty decent way. We play an offensive Razor Sharp, and it's safe, I think. Well, okay, we're through the combat. It's different than I expected, the behavior here is. Prismal Dust, Excavation, Eruption, and Umbra Assault. And Umbra Assault is maybe okay, but I don't think so. I need something that actually I can put... Ooh, I need magic damage. I have to take Umbra Assault. That's true. Sting, Vine Grasp is another option. Sting's not bad. Sting is pretty self-replacing. I'm a fan of it, I think. Having a ping is good, though, with the Vine Grasp. What a weird run. Very strange, especially when I have to go hard on shards early. I can't give like a plus 25 to the Morsel Master, which is a real punish, actually. This guy having a multi-strike is nice because he can soak and hit some backlines, but especially with the shuffling chairs, that might have been a mistake to even have him on the floor. I'm going to grab the Sting for more magic power options, actually. Crucible Warden is honestly pretty dope here, I think. It's true. It's a pretty good defensive infusion if I want to keep it for Mr. Morsel Master, actually. Sure, we'll take him. Fine, I could pivot also, which is an option. -1s are pretty good still. I can't really take a holdover very effectively. Awoken banners. There's not great picks here. It's true. You could maybe have gotten away with some like Thorned Hollow Crucible Collector nonsense on this run, using that infusion in order to give him some rejuvenate triggers, which is kind of cheeky. The Steel Shop is low impact, but if they give me another multi-strike, I could hard pivot. Kind of, maybe, sort of. I already solved morsels. Let's go right, just in case. I mean, a magic shop is nice, but like I can't benefit from holdover into perils the way I would want to. So I think we go right, and we look and we see. Steel Shop today has an Endless, that's fine. Umbra Banner has another Crucible Warden. Yeah, you totally have a Thorned Hollow plus Crucible Collector here, which is kind of cheeky, plus protection from morsels. Very interesting. I don't think we need another copy of these guys. I'm going to take the Horde in the middle and see what we roll. I am going to take first Hell Pact. I have Prismal Dusts, and this opens up some real sick plays on infinites for like Awoken's Rail Spike, stuff like that. I'm a big fan of that. We're going to spin the Steel Shop. Large Stone. Okay, well, we don't have it. And that'll have to do. Purge a card, gain a card. The purge here is... I guess now we remove the big train steward? Sure, we'll cut him. He's done his job. I will click Rare Awoken here. Oh man, Awoken's Rail Spike. Collect. What a hit. That's a great example of an event outcome that if you know what it is in advance, like the first Hell Pact plus that, like all I need to do is hit a remove consume here, dupe this thing, and I could theoretically very conveniently infinite off of that, which is awesome and would be sick. My magic shop's coming up. Ring 5, ring 6. Those are good. I like that. Okay. Very strong. The Umbra, I guess, can go live upstairs. Sure. I think I do want to kill this middle friend here with Razor Sharp offensively, so we'll do it. I think that's good. Yeah, because, I mean, you see here, you can't Umbra assault anything effectively right now. I do want Morsel Master in the back upstairs, so we're going to swing this direction around. He kills a guy. I guess I could tank with a Train Steward here and feel pretty decent about it. Doesn't change terribly much. And then I just put a Root Seeds down so I can draw a little faster, and that's good. True. Things. Oh, yeah, Magma Morsel is very good here. We're going to create copies of this for sure. Yeah, definitely that. This is pushback. It's actually good to push Penumbra back so he shuffles to the front again. So let's just put some Magma Morsels in, I think. Decent, decent. Sting middle is nice because it means I push 20 through. I like that. Good. We'll do a double Shade Splitter action here, which I guess keeps this man afloat, right? Sure. Okay. Right, they eat and then they shuffle back. That's actually pretty helpful. Okay, good. Looking good. I could and should consider... Right, Shade Splitter off floor, play it in middle here. We play the Perils onto it, right? We're gonna buff upstairs, that's okay. I'm then just going to play... guess Umbra Assault downstairs. True. In case I redraw it. And we send the Rail Spike for a full redraw on my entire deck, which is very cool. Which is awesome, I think. You get the Shade Splitter, we can play out the Ember Forge downstairs. Rubble Morsel is a pretty good pickup here. We're going to see which morsels we have all together. We don't have anything too crazy here, and that's fine. I do want to try to keep this guy upstairs from hitting 20 damage, because that would be a problem, I think. But that's okay. I guess I can just play multiple damage shields, though, right? It's fine. That's pretty cool. And then you can face tank with the Rubble Morsel, which swings this in a decent way, and we get another Rubble Morsel in middle. Okay, this seems respectable. Interesting plays, all things said. I do wish to protect my friend. My friend being Morsel Master, so we're going to go for the Jeweler copy here. I guess I can give him a Razor Sharp. There's no reason not to, right? I'd like to keep him buffed. A good reason for that is simply because I don't want to have to worry about taking this overcharge damage, right? And we can even push bigger numbers here with Perils here. It's decent. We sting in the middle. Buff upstairs, that's fine. Sure. Now Penumbra's in front yet again. Good. We get a good sting here, I think. That's pretty solid. I can razor sharp middle if I want to. I'm going to play the morsels and see what we hit. I think it's wise. Cool, so with that, we just play the big guys upstairs, and that's solid. And we're chilling there, I'm pretty sure. We can then put a morsel in front on middle. Buff, which pushes numbers through, which I like quite a bit. And then we can just casually buff upstairs, and we're chilling, I think. True. We might even win mid-floor, actually, which is kind of silly, if possible. We'll see. We didn't leak, which is good, I suppose, right? Do we win on mid-floor? We come very close to doing so, and I think we actually do it. Yeah, okay. So this is actually super beneficial for us. We get a faster kill as a result of all of this. And we easy win here. It's just simply too much damage shield for Talos to get through. Kind of a crazy combat, but fair. Yeah, we get the Shroud Spike. Outrageous, yes. 100% we click Shroud Spike here. Yes, amazing. Shattered Shell. I'm going to be doing the Warden infusion into Morsel Master so he lives. Right? Because it gives him 5 damage shield, which I think is great. I don't think we need another one of these guys, although we do get the Hollow, which is fun. I think we chill. All I need now is space, I think. We're going to for sure need space, right? Because I'm planning on doing one... I guess I don't need space, actually. Take card draw for the time being. It's true. Just simply hit card draw for now. I may need space later. We'll see. I could just go dupe right away, though. Seriously, though. Duping that Shroud Spike is ridiculous, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I think we take the money. The Umbra banner is a nothing burger. Yeah, what? Shadow Eater? Okay, sure. I guess you could have Shadow Eater Thorned Hollowed here. What a crazy run. Yeah, so this is where my initial thought was. You see the monstrous pivot. This is really good. Now, what I was considering, and an option for me, was simply to... I couldn't assume that I was going to see it, so I took the space here. I think if we take this pivot now, play into it on top floor, we should clear waves pretty comfortably. The unfortunate thing is I think it's slow, and it's going to be top floor clears, which is not good for score. Bottom floor clears are going to be a little tricky here. So I think we do go monstrous here. We have the Shroud Spike to ramp this, and then we play him a solo top floor. -2. That's a really, really, really good Shroud Spike. We're just going to go for this, I think. Purge here is straightforward. I think we're going to purge a Root Seeds on this one. And then I'm going to take my infusion. We're going to do the Warden into Morsel Master right now. It's a good play. It's a lot of shards. We're happy about it. Our dupe here is straight up the Shroud Spike, I think. Yes. Doesn't take much in order for that to explode. Now, of course, the downside is I have to actually draw... a morsel with my Shroud Spikes, which is not guaranteed. Okay, getting an Antumbra Assault is excellent. We'll take that. For sure I play that. You get Penumbra upstairs, looking decent. You get the Morsel Buddy mid-floor, also looking decent. I very comfortably can play a Jeweler upstairs, I think. That's pretty strong. And then we get the Magma Morsels in mid, which clears that. Excellent. And then we'll just play out an Ember Forge here, and he lives, and that's pretty decent, I think. We actually prevent all of them from walking through, thanks to this. We buff. I get a Shade Splitter out. I'm going to go click this. I'm going to drop the Shroud Spike right away, which is pretty nuts. Are we serious here? Ridiculous. What? I mean, I'm going to click the Shroud Spike here, for sure. Because check what this does, Ember-wise. That's pretty cool, right? Neat. I'm then going to go ahead and draw my entire deck, essentially, from this position. I think that's pretty reasonable. We go and play... Watch this, watch this. You play the Razor Sharp offensively so I can sting out the damage shield and clear the floor. I then get root seeds. I then get to play more morsels, right? Check this out now. I'm going to Rubble Morsel and Shroud Spike again. And then I get to Damage Shield Morsel, Arrows, and play 28 Damage Shield, and we win the combat in glorious fashion. Cool. Monster Train, baby. Again, the Clip Conduit shuffling forward so I can sting him is just peak value here, in my opinion. Truly exceptional news. We're way ahead right now, to an extent that I have actually no fear. Play out the Train Steward so they're gone, and it's good. If I hit the Sting again, we're going to feel pretty decent. Man, I tell you what, this Sting has saved me astronomical amounts of value here. Really crazy. Sure, but does not matter. Seems good to me. Alright, all fine. Cool. We clear it. Now I might... No, he does shuffle forward again, and I get the Umbra Assault. It's free real estate. Unreal. I don't need to click cards, actually. I will draw. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. That's fine. Okay. Just in case there's a possibility this matters, but it won't. We're way ahead, right? If I get a turn like that, we are chilling. I do want him to actually jump this floor. It's great. Just press end turn. It's over. Yeah? Yeah, great. Good job. We clicked the card. Amazing work. He only has... He doesn't get multi-strike at Covenant 1? What the heck? Alright, well, he's a joke. That's funny. That's funny. I didn't even think about that. Prism Retrieval. Is this ever good? Probably not, right? I'm only ever doing the one thing. Gem Trove? I mean, Morsel Generation is pretty sick. That's true. I don't have great Morsel Generation right now, but I really don't need it either. I just need to hit, like, a morsel. I think we just skip this, right? It's fine. Pyre Grow, it's not bad. Pact Shards, a Wildwood Custodian. Do I need to take units here for infusions? There's only one more temple, right? Yeah, only one more temple, and I can use that to do, like, Train Steward into Emberforge, and we're okay. So I don't think I need to take another unit here. Pyre Grow. The Ember's not terrible, but it's also not that good either. We'll just skip it. It's fine. See if I can greed score here. The dupe is very good. Just straight up another Shroud Spike is pretty cool, and I get removals out of it, which is nice. The Magic Shop, though, if you hit the Remove Consume, we win, right? I'm gonna have to... If I'm gonna go for this Remove Consume angle... I think I do need... I think looking for the Remove Consume is worth it, right? I think so. Yeah, we're going to do it. I think if you hit it, you're so set. Yeah, 10 in Piercing, cool. I'm going to 10 in Piercing the Umbra Assault. We were talking about needing to be able to do this, so that's good. Take every Pact Shard. Spell Chain here, in the worst of cases, I think this goes on, like, Prismal Dust or Rail Spike if I miss. Holdover is a shame, but... fine. -1. I mean, make the root seeds free, I suppose, is okay. Let's look at the cave. I could see a relic here, right? Petrified Heart would be kind of unfortunate. Blood for Blood is potentially decent. I think we just take the health and we actually finally get some plus 25 on Mr. Morsel Master Buddy, and that's okay. This makes him actually respectably survivable, I think. Sure, we'll do that. That's acceptable. It's not amazing, but it's something. We technically overstacked here. Now this holdover is kind of tragic. I don't think it's actually worth taking. The -1s are good. -1 root seeds, cool, great. I might actually remove all the root seeds. Let's put this in Shade Splitter. We're gonna re-roll this, please. Ah, bummer, we didn't see it. Okay, it's fine. We'll double stack a Prismal Dust because I think this is value, and I'm gonna put another -1 in a Shade Splitter. Such a bummer. Such a bummer. Okay. I do have to take Spell Chain into something here. So I think we put that into the other Prismal Dust on this one, and it's kind of like jank double stack. Sure. And then we do the infusion of Train Steward into Ember Forge. We're going for shards. We take everything. I'm going to now buy the removal on that same guy. Where is he? Other Train Steward can go. There it is. Alright, fine. Bummer. Bummer, bummer. We get one more try coming up unless we want to give up our dupe on Ring 8, which I don't know about, because I do need a second one of these if I'm going to actually go for infinite on this. So, that's a shame. It's okay. The removal dupe would have been much stronger otherwise. I think we can casually take this Sycophants of Seraph business. Depending on our turn 1, it might be theoretically possible to go off immediately. Okay. Let's Penumbra upstairs here. Ooh, it's tough. I draw 6. If you play him downstairs and we whiff on some key parts here, I'm okay with re-rolling this combat, right? Yeah, I'm okay with re-rolling this combat. If I miss the key parts, I'm okay with spinning this again. Because this is a daily. I'm okay with that. I think, if I'm being real with you, we should play the Morsel Master. Not playing him feels like a mistake. Then we send it here. We see what we roll into. Okay, no Shroud Spike immediately, which is unfortunate. We can face tank a little here, and he at least gets to swing, which is good. I get to double this upstairs. I could play the Perils here. Is that ever right? Well, playing it on Penumbra is my thought. You could buff him. I'm at least going to put it in front, I think, right? There's no reason not to do that. This is pretty decent. We can play the... Ooh, careful. 12-12, and then I'm taking 24. I guess it doesn't matter because I'm dropping the Prismal Dust on him. He would have died here, though, is the thing. But with that Prismal Dust, it's fine. Okay, fine. He swings, sure, whatever. Okay. Shade Splitter. Rubble Morsel here. Let's look at the other morsel real fast. Health Morsel is fun. Okay, we should be super winning from this position, right? We go for the Perils, which sends it even higher. Yeah, 400. Then we Shroud Spike on this. Yeah, we're doing now 400 damage on bottom floor, which is pretty cool, I think. That feels good. It feels good to click that, huh? Cool. 2,703 seems reasonable, huh? Sure. Cool. I am going to play the Antumbra Assault upstairs, I think. I don't need all 71. This is some buff for upstairs friend. I could make him do 1,000 damage. That's funny. It doesn't really matter. We just click the Shroud Spike downstairs. I actually think I will play the Ember Forge middle. He can chill. Then we send it. This seems fine, right? Although I think the game is going to lag. The game has literally lagged. I can't move from this floor. So that's pretty cool. This is a lot of Eaton triggers. I'm feeling decent about this, at least. Like, at this point, the cool thing about this is we already win Relentless. We already beat the Divinity. 100%. No chance. Enemy, no chance, right? I still can't move my floor. Let me go. Let me... Free me. Free me, Monster Train. I have achieved an infinite on myself. Oh my god. Okay, let me go. Let me go. All right, let me go. Finally, good grief. What the heck? Monster Train. Let's save my guy mid-floor. Sure, whatever. At this point, it does not even come close to mattering. Bottom floor, my man just completely obliterates. 100%. Crushes. Wonderful work. Go team. What is even happening? What is actually happening? I actually think we can play the perils every turn now. Being real, I want to click it. Because I think we can actually just do this, right? We draw enough cards to always hit it. Yeah. We're actually okay right now. With the current state of how we're playing. Yeah, we're fine. Interesting. It's kind of fun being able to do that. And then we get to play some more morsels here for no real reason other than to say that we can. There's still numbers going on downstairs, whatever that means. Yeah, we draw 9, we play 9. So we're at a point where I do see I can just casually perils every turn, which is very cool. I will be honest with you about that. Yeah, no, it's good. I'm a big fan of how this is playing out. I don't need to play these, okay? I'm mostly just running the numbers in my head on, like, what these turns look like. Yeah, play every card. It's fine. Always see the perils. Whatever. Great. Cool. Press end turn. It's over. Good. I mean, we just smash one round. It's over. That's really strong, as it turns out. I think we... Ooh, Void Binding. You could have done the monstrous play, right? But I think we don't need to, is the funny thing. I don't think we need to. Remember that this scaling is with level 1 Glutton. We haven't even gotten level 2 Glutton yet. I don't think I need to take Void Binding. In fact, I think we remove Perils of Production in kind of a weird state of things. I think we also cut the Razor Sharp here. We just drop the Perils, we drop the Razor Sharp, we go in on Shroud Spike going completely nuts. And I think we chill, right? True. You could argue Crucible Extension, but I don't want to add this garbage to my deck. I think we just chill. We don't care, right? We're fine. Like, Ensnare is okay, but again, it does not matter. It's fine. We just skip this. We actually don't want cards. If I hit the remove consume, I think this is super over, so we go left. We take everything, of course. We hit the remove consume into Awoken's Rail Spike, which is nuts. Now it's just remove cards. Wildwood Tome. Now that's funny, huh? Wildwood Tome is actually sick because now Penumbra never even gets hit. Not that he's going to be really at risk, but once you get the spike, it doesn't matter. So we just cut garbage, right? We just cut everything. I don't need anything. And the faster we can activate this on turn 1, the better. We take nothing. You could argue Wormkin Etchings because it lets you get 2 more spikes, which the reason that could matter is it could mean that we could turn 1 the Divinity with a good enough setup, right? That's actually true. Wormkin Etchings might be it. You could potentially turn 1 the Divinity here. Okay. Sure, I'll take the Etchings. A very bizarre play from me, but good. Now we just need to cut cards, right? The removals are easy. You need just enough morsels to generate what you want. But like, Razor Sharp Edge is doing nothing for me. This card does not draw cards, nor does it help in any meaningful capacity. We can drop it. And I don't have further temples, so nothing I need to worry about there. Like, Antumbra Assault is good because it can generate morsels for me, which actually does matter. I need to align morsels with Shroud Spike. Sting no longer matters either. It's not a bad card, but it doesn't help me. In fact, Sting may actually be better than a Root Seeds, because the Root Seeds cost 1. It's fair. That's true. I'm now looking for my dupes. I only have one more dupe, and it's on ring 8. I'm going to be duping the Awoken's Rail Spike. It's going to be a little slow. I only get to draw 2 through, so it's going to be a slow infinite because I can't put a -2 in this. Maybe we save some money and look for like a Lightstone casing or something. Maybe so. I'm not at the point where I cut the perils. I can think of worse cards in my deck. Like Sting is low impact here for now. Perils can at least give me, if I draw this, it can power up my Rail Spike, which is really important. We're going to want to drop the Ember Forge eventually, but I think we can cut a Shade Splitter. I think I'm looking at cutting Sting, cutting Shade Splitter. Yeah, we'll drop the Sting, and I'm going to drop a Shade Splitter here. Our goal is essentially to go fast. Like, this -1 is like, whatever, I don't care, right? I guess a -1 in Wormkin Etchings is worth it because a single Rail Spike makes it free. We'll do that. That's actually good. Okay, now we move on. Fine. This is going to be very draw dependent, but potentially can threaten some 1-turns on bosses, which are very cool. My turn 1 here is play bottom floor. If I have to spin it, I can. Draw 5. This morsel is very cool. So the plan here is to Magma Morsel, and then we Rail Spike out 5 here. Okay, we don't hit is the important point. The unfortunate thing is we didn't hit the pieces we needed, right? I could have, if I'd gotten perils in the other spike, I think we could have done some truly insane stuff here, but we did not. True, true, true. I am going to still spike here because it's worth it to do it, and it pushes numbers, but we don't get the turn 1, unfortunately. I think this is worth it to Etchings, just the Shroud Spike back. I don't want the Prismal Dust, and then I will burn the Prismal Dusts, play another morsel here, and I think we chill. I didn't even play my other units, but my goal here is to go fast. Cool, ping here. We have the turn 2, right? Yeah, we have the turn 2, I think. So, oof, we could have done it, I think. Right? 782, I think. I don't think we get the turn 2 kill here, but that's okay. We send it on this floor at least. It's fine. Sure. This guy kind of goes mad with power here, and that's fine. Play the other Shroud Spike and we're chilling, right? Yeah, and then you get to play the man in front and it's good. Now, the next thing is, like, if I'm trying to think what the options really are here. I do want to keep playing some stuff, right? So let's drop in this morsel. Let's draw 5 here. Yeah, I think we could very easily see a pre-relentless kill. The question is just how and when. It's here somewhere is the thing, right? It's here somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, she goes mid-floor here. I don't think we ever really stand a chance of seeing the superpower play on this one. For better or worse. Yeah. Shoot the boss, doesn't matter. I'll draw 8 now. I mean, at this point, there's very little stuff left in my run. I'm just trying to see if I can assemble something powerful enough to win. And I mean, we can, of course, but we obviously win this combat. It's just like, can you get the pre-relentless somehow? You could maybe have gotten it here, right? If I had had a higher spike. You want to fish for it? Go for the turn 2? No, I don't think I want to fish for it. It's fine. It's fine. No, I don't think it's reasonable to do that. Yeah, we'll give me the perils here, and then we can draw 8 on this, which there's very little left in my run. Man, we really... This could infinite. All I need is a dupe right now. It's... Alright, we have it. Yeah, all you need is a dupe and you have it, is what happens here. Yeah, true. Crazy. Okay. Cool. All I need is the ability to redraw into a rail spike, and we have it. Yeah, draw 8. You see, we would be drawing it here, but I can't because the rail spike can't draw itself. We have the infinite. I can't believe there actually is an infinite on this run. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's actually here. There is an infinite, and I think as a result we can win with it. Yeah. Crazy. How is... I mean, at this point... I don't care. I don't care, right? It doesn't matter. I have one more turn and it's over. Just press end turn here. Don't waste time. Yeah, just press end turn. It's over. We have the killing one. Easy. Okay, so that's great, in fact. I'll take another Awoken's Rail Spike. You know what this does? This improves the chance that I see it. Kindle is incredible, by the way. Kindle is stupidly good for the spike turn. But if I infinite, it doesn't matter. Just Rail Spike. It's fine. Now here, I could jam the Morsel Master and the Penumbra together. I could also, I think, remove Morsel Master at this point and just pretend he doesn't exist. We're able to get Glutton to a point where I think we clear floors instantly, right? So as a result, I don't think space was ever the angle. Ember is not going to be it either. I'm playing into this perils business. Let's take double draw. This improves the likelihood I see my stuff on turn 1, turn 2. Yeah, we're cutting our banner units. What could this trinket shop show me? Logbook. What could this trinket shop show me that I would want here? Fossilized fangs. That would be silly. Fossilized fangs is pretty cool, but like everything else doesn't really matter. Interesting. So then what does the cave maybe show me? There's a horde over here. The steel shop does nothing for me. There's no removals, unfortunately. And on ring 8, we're going for the dupe. The dupe is simple. The dupe is the rail spike with remove consume. I'm going to go to this trinket shop because I think it's just generally better. I would an overstack on concealed caverns. Again, I don't care about that either. So we go right. It's fine. Doesn't really matter. Trinket shop has Light's Gift, Cursed Vines. I don't care. I guess I'll re-roll it just in case there's something cool here. Shadow Box. We go Glutton 2 here, of course. +9, +4. Very strong. It essentially doubles my scaling from the Shroud Spike, which is sick. I'm going to be going to a dupe, so any removal I purchase is helpful. I think I do want to cut the Morsel Master, but not yet, right? We already have the infinite, so I think we're chilling. Let's just move on for the time being. Yeah, I think we have it. Yeah, aggressive amulet, whatever, it's fine. I have an infinite, essentially, kind of. We should have it on turn 1 based on this, I think. Play him on bottom, it's good. Yeah, the Rubble Morsel is a big swing here, by the way. Big fan of this. Draw 5. I do want to maximize these draws, so let's click that first, see what we hit. Cool, that seems pretty good, right? We just go for... I can draw 3. Yeah, the angle here is straightforward. Emberforge, go chill, my buddy. Go chill, friend. I'm going to play 1 Perils down first. The reason for this is because I wish to draw 6 and draw essentially the rest of my deck. I want to hit the other Shroud Spike. So with draw 6, it's more than I need. So I want to make space in this floor. Oops, wrong one. Draw 5, see everything, draw everything. It's good, yes. Click it, got it. Cool. Now we play Perils. I guess I just play Perils into my friend and back, right? Then we Shroud Spike once into Health Buddy Boy here. Or rather, Ember Friend. This is the opener. Okay. Let me play cards. We already win the combat. Shade Splitter. You drop the Shade Splitter in, right? Then we shoot the Shade Splitter with the Umbra Assault to generate a better morsel. Magma morsel here. Whew, friend, this is going to be silly. I think we do want to Wormkin Etchings, but not yet. I mean, yeah, we spiked to 4,000 damage here, right? You spike to 4K and it's over, right? Yeah, this guy is going to have an astronomical stat scaling. I mean, he already wins the combat, right? It's over. I literally spam end turn here and we have it. True. It's easy to overthink from this position. My guy is going to have several thousand hit points and do 4,000 damage. And you know what? That seems good. If I'm being honest with you, that seems pretty decent. I still can't move anything. Free me, Monster Train. Free me. Okay, I'm free. And then I guess you play the Prismal Dust. We might as well, right? It truly does not matter. Get it out of there. Good. Great. Fun. I'm going to take the Umbra Assault upstairs because you can't stop me. I will press cards for that. Money is your friend. Right? There we go. Chill. Incredible work. Go team. This rest of this stuff, I don't think I care about. I can press this Awoken's Rail Spike a whole bunch of times, but just hit end turn. It's fine. We play Perils for no real reason other than that we can. And then we slam end turn repeatedly. Hey, look, because I have Warden Morsel Master and I wasn't playing any Root Seeds, I did not draw my whole deck. It's cool. It doesn't matter. I'm still getting buffs, right? Great job. There look Perils. Sure. Cool. Alright. Just press end turn. It's over. Great. We did it in one. Wonderful news. There it is. That's Monster Train. Alright. That's Ring 7. We did it. Second chance at Void Binding, engine upgrade, nah, none of these matter. 1,000 gold seems pretty decent. Preserved Thorns will only hurt my run, Ensnare, Pyre Grow, whatever. Just go for the gusto right away, pretty much. We go left, I want the dupe, it's important. It lets me infinite, which will let me turn 1 everything. Lightstone Casing, now they show it to me? Ridiculous. I actually think Guild Marker is the pick here, because I could maybe buy some stuff and whatever, chill. Sure. It's cheaper now. I will re-roll. I don't need Born Grindstone. None of this matters. Skip it. Pyrestone Housing? I don't care. I think removals are valid. Removals are very valid here. I already have the infinite, is the worthwhile point, but I need to draw it on turn 1. So to make that happen, I need to cut Root Seeds, I think. The morsels are very important. Let's just be clear about that. Root Seeds can go. Dropping these improves the chance of my infinite by a lot. Another removal, I'm going to take out... Do we drop the Morsel Master friend now? He's not important in any fashion. I guess he's kind of a backup, but he does force himself into my hand on turn 1. If we run into a bad situation, we could always play like a different floor on Seraph and go 1 turn slower. I think we cut him because he's forced into my turn 1. Yeah, we'll drop him. Okay, I think this is pretty likely to draw fast, right? I'm now at the point where I'm competing the money, which is points. It's 190 points I'm giving up to try to assure a turn 1 that's powerful. I think we're pretty likely to score here, yeah? We dupe Mr. remove consume rail spike, and I think that I think we have it, right? With 3 out of 14 cards, and I'm drawing 7, it's pretty likely. I think we go, yeah? I think we go. Sure, alright, send it. Seraph, you don't stand a chance. It's funny because this kind of gameplay is not something I do in Covenant 25 at all. Okay, this looks promising. So airdrop in Penumbra now. Cool. Let's play. Let's draw 5 first, I think. I want this Perils to be able to be played after. Yeah, let's play 5 first. Draws a whole bunch of stuff. Great work. Okay, Shade Splitter, see what I want? Yes, excellent. Rubble Morsel in. Perils, start. Good, great. Perils, excellent. Play this. How do I want to approach this? How do you want to approach this from this position? I think the infinite is probably more relevant here. So making space in the hand is going to be important. We'll get the Emberforge shot downstairs. I can burn the Wormkin etchings out. Just get rid of it. We have the infinite in hand. I just need to play it. So just burn the etchings here. Good, great, in fact. Draw 7 draws me everything, which includes the other rail spike. Yes. Cool, every card is in my hand. So it's just... Now it's just Perils spam, I think. The thing that's important is I hit the Perils here, so I can now go... Shroud Spike 1. Yes, I think we go Shroud Spike 1, Shroud Spike 2. Yes, we do this. We go Shroud Spike 1 in first. True. Yeah, click it for Ember. Okay, now from here, I Umbra Assault this guy in middle. I'm gonna fish for morsels and see which ones I see. I'm looking for like an Entumbra, like damage morsel would be cool here. Okay, we don't see a damage morsel. I'm not upset about it, I don't think. It's fine. It's fine. I think we can get away with the Excavator here. And then, I mean, we spike up to 2k, which I think actually insta-kills Seraph, right? I think this is enough. 2.8k, I don't think he has enough health for this. Right, I think he just dies on turn 1. Which is a really, really, really strong play, if I'm being honest with you. To just turn 1 Seraph like that. Are we done? Do we have the X? I think we do. I just have to wait for it to finish calculating. Yeah, I mean, this is as strong as it gets, right? 220 shard, and not even an infinite, although I have the infinite. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. Press X. Got him. Amazing. That's a 10-turn boss rush on... Ooh, that is a play on Seraph. Shard of Divinity? Sure, why not? That'll at least maybe prevent me from taking rando damage. But that's power. Whew, buddy. Okay, alright. Do it on Divinity. Do it on the Divinity, and we have a run and a half. Okay. No! No! I didn't see the turn 1 Awoken Spike 3. Chances. 7 card draw. It's a bummer. That's okay. We're going to play top floor to buy myself maximum time here, I think. I have the Magma Morsel. How do I want to approach this? I could actually spike for some truly good numbers here, I think. And I probably should do it. He's got 4.7k to get through. Man, we missed the infinite on turn 1. Look at the unlikelihood of it. I mean, I should have bought more removals, is all that means, right? I should have cut another card, basically. Another card cut maybe increases that chance, like drop one of these Prismal Dusts or something. It's fine. I think I'm more than happy to just slam Perils here. It's fine. Yeah, I think we're good with that. This is like 800 damage out of the gate, which is pretty cool. Yeah, this is an acceptable turn 1, I'm pretty sure. We're happy with that. I can always play a normal infinite next, right? Which takes some damage shield here, get that out of there. Press end turn. Okay, fine. Bummer. Mega bummer. It's okay, because I think with sufficient effort, we just play the Rail Spike, play a Rail Spike, draw 3, and it's pretty close to hitting every card, right? Great. Here's Perils. Good. Okay, fine. I'm looking for a strong morsel. Okay, here's the deal. Hit Wormkin Etchings. Yes. Alright, that adds a bunch of garbage back. I would like now... I need to draw cards, right? I'm currently able to draw 8. I don't need to draw 8. If I draw 6, we're good. So play the Ember Forge out. We're going to put the Rubble Morsel in. Draw 7 is more than I need here. Yes, so draw the 7 here, I think. Alright, here's the deal, actually. We're going to go ahead and ping the guy on mid-floor with the Antumbra Assault, so I want to draw it back. And I'll draw it back and get the shot there. We now draw 7, which should be the entire deck. Good. Great. So now we have the Antumbra Morsel, which is pretty strong. So my angle here is I wish to play Big Spike. Big Spike requires Shroud Spike 1. Yes. Shroud Spike 1. He's in. Okay, great. Now, once this finishes, we go Antumbra Assault middle. Morsel Minor is about as good as we're going to hope for. 4,000 damage, we have the kill. Great job. Cool. Awesome. Monster Train. Turn 2 him. You know, it's unfortunate we missed the Rail Spikes on turn 1, but turn 2 Divinity is still pretty good. It does mean that we'll have a, you know, this certainly could be improved. But that's fine. This is kind of nuts. I can't believe we actually made the Penumbra solo play work with Glutton. But we absolutely crushed this man. He had no chance. And in case you're worried, you know, in case you're concerned about some part of this, we actually just still go infinite here, right? I could have won much slower by simply playing Rail Spike into Rail Spike constantly. I mean, like, look at this. We have the infinite, right? We scale off of Perils. I mean, like, right? There it is, the infinite. It's a boring infinite, but it's an infinite. Right? It adds 12 damage per scale, which is slow, but fine. I mean, fortunately, we don't have to do this garbage, right? Because we have the Penumbra play that lets me go to like 4.3k and I press end turn and he's dead on turn 2, which is amazing. 8-turn boss rush is nice, but with max shards in the run, not necessarily max shards. I did have to give up a dupe for the remove consume, and then also give up a dupe for shards to get a second Rail Spike, but it's okay. I think score-wise, we should be, like, way up there, right? Oh, friends. Friends. Yes, 81.6. In the time that I've been playing this, some people did get ahead of me. A bummer. A bummer. Yeah, someone just has straight up the infinite here and plays it with Perils. Gets the turn 1. Yeah. No, it is what it is, right? It is completely what it is. 8-turn boss rush. There's my 10%. All I had to do was hit a little better. That's okay. This is a great example of if you knew what was coming, I think you could do better for sure. Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm not upset about this in the least. This person could have done better too. You can easily see it, right? They don't have as many shards as they could have. They haven't removed nearly as much as they could have. Yeah. It's a bit of a silly choice, but that's all right. Oh man, no shroud spike. My run is cooler, all right? We'll take my number 4. It's chilling. We're chilling. I'm very happy about this. I think we did an excellent job playing around everything. I do think that the just playing for the infinite and removing more, I think is pretty cool. I do think we have what? Like let me look, literally I look at the number. I'm missing 1.2k score. I would have an 82.8. 82.8 puts me at number 2 if I get the turn 1 divinity kill. But that's just I need to remove cards, right? Just remove more stuff. I think keeping in the pieces for the shroud spike play is unfortunately expensive here, right? It's expensive in terms of cards in my deck. Whereas the rail spike, once you have it, you could probably just go all in on that and remove everything else. That really sucks though. Let me tell you, you know what's more fun than pressing Perils of Production 300 times? It's shroud spiking twice and doing 5k damage instantly. It's just more satisfying. And if I give up 3 points, 3 ranks on the leaderboard in exchange for the nonsense that was this run, I'm gonna take it. Honestly, we deserve this. We crushed. This was awesome. We did great here, especially for not having reset anything, which is actually, more difficult than I think you'd realize. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool run. I'm a big fan. I don't have a lot more to add other than this is a very silly, strange run that we went hard on. And we certainly didn't need to go hard on the Glutton, but I'm glad we did. I'm glad that we did. So, incredible work. I will let you go there. I'll take my number 4 and leave. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And take care and stay tuned for what's next.